questions so we're not here all night. Question number 4. Residents have been concerned over the increased number of bike riders. Mostly appears to be visitors riding on sidewalks, waterfront promenade, creating unsafe conditions for pedestrians, including elderly and kids. What can RIOC do about creating safe sidewalks and pathways? Signage is not enough. Will PSD officers be stationed outside to monitor safe bike riding?
You know, this has been a topic that has gotten a lot of attention recently. As a result of that, we've put together a team. David Lawson, who is the interim president of RIRA, and also a bicyclist, is part of that team, along with PSD, Kevin and Anthony, as well as Prince Shaw, who is the project manager on the bike lane and bike ramp projects. And also Alvaro, our director of engineering. We're looking for an interim solution because we're not sure exactly how this pandemic is going to impact on the plans for the bike lane right now. Plus the plans were only going to be on the east side. Tomorrow, actually, the team is doing a walk of the entire promenade. There's an issue of signage at the most dangerous parts, as well as signage all over the island regarding bicycle riding, but also striping the promenades, which are large enough to have separate sections for both bicyclists as well as pedestrians. And they'll be walking the whole island and planning that. We may have to procure a third party to do the striping, or we may be able to do it ourselves. Alvaro hasn't reported back to me on that yet, but it is in process, and we'll be reporting to the community as we have a plan.
Susan, can we back up just a second? Michael, excuse me.
Sure.
Did you refer to an interim president of RIRA?
Yes.
Who the hell is that?
David Lawson.
Jeffrey, you know anything about this?
David, I'll take that.
Excuse me, Michael. Okay.
Yeah. Michael might know something about this.
Yeah. My wife, because of her health issues, can't be out in public, and stepped aside and appointed the vice president of RIRA, President Pro Tem, because she can no longer continue her duties because she can't.
Okay. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, her immune system was severely compromised by a situation, and she couldn't go out. She hasn't been able to go out in public since end of November.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, man. I quit the RIRA presidency because my wife was killed. So I understand all kinds of reasons why she can't carry on, and I wish her all the best.
Michael, please send her our prayers for her recovery.
Thank you.
Maybe he should hold somebody though.
Question number 5.
A quick question, Susan. And with respect to the task force, looking at the bike lanes, and then also with respect to the traffic after the pandemic, do they have a timeline of when you will all be making the recommendations moving forward? Given that they'll be moving to phase 2, anticipated within by the end of June.
Are you talking about the bike lane?
Right. Given that by all estimations, that that basically everyone is saying that the guess is that everyone will be turning to self-individual transportation until the MTA has established clear guidelines how they're going to be operating and make passengers feel safe. So I'm just wondering if you all have a timeline for when you will be entering into a plan for the island with respect to bike lanes, control of traffic, whatnot, anticipating this increase of individual travel.
Well, the bike lane project has never stopped because we were in the design phase. And so we weren't required to stop that. So as we've been going through the last few months, the design team, I guess it's Dewberry is the name of the company, Jana, has been working on the bike lane and the bike ramp with Prince Shaw, who's the project manager of that. You may recall that we have a significant grant for that, and when you have grants, it is a longer procurement process and review process. So the timeline is not a quick timeline, even though we haven't stopped anything, and we will be starting June 8th, under the governor's guidelines, non-essential construction can continue. So we're not at that point yet. Jonna, do you know the schedule on that?
Well, the bike lane project is in the early design phase, and once we have a better sense of the grants and how things are going to move forward, we will be bringing that concept for the East Promenade to the board to see. But
it's a long-term project, because this is just the east side. We haven't even started to hire anyone to design the west side.
Right, and with the grant requirements, it's a 4-step process. So we're not expecting designs to be completed and approved by the state's Department of Transportation before January 2020. We're thinking that the designs will be done next spring, probably January, February of next year.
I think, David, I think Jeffrey raises an important point, though, because, you know, with the fear of being on public transportation and also the limitations on transportation service late at night, I think that there's going to be more and more individual travel onto the island in general, both by car and by bike, and for that matter, by foot.
I think it goes kind of hand in hand with the prior discussion about the management of the promenade, and, you know, the plan and unveiling, or at least rolling out some sort of management plan that you all and the team that you've assembled take a look at. I guess my question is whether we will have something in place once the forward starts in earnest, that will look to really manage the promenade and access, because that will be flooded with both bikes and individuals who will be walking by foot and just don't want to use public transportation of any sort.
You finished doing that.
We'll take a look at it, Jeffrey. Right now, the only thing that's right on the table is the striping of the promenade.